Am I a trans boy? I am non-binary. What does that mean? It means that I don't identify as either of the binary genders, so I'm like somewhere in between. Is non-binary the same as androgynous? Androgyny is a form of gender expression, so that means like wearing and presenting in a way that's neither masculine nor feminine. So not exactly, because it's more about my identity than my expression. I had a very interesting. So I was trying to switch counselors on BetterHelp because I wanted to talk to somebody who like specialized in dysphoria, and just kind of something stuff with that. And they matched me with someone, and the first thing like they did was just like assume that I was transitioning to female, which kind of made me feel good, but also I was like, I don't understand why you're assuming that. Like, I feel like that's a little bit unprofessional. And they said that it was because they said that they made the assumption because Lainey is a stereotypically male name, which I don't think it is, but I actually unmatched them because I didn't think that that was. I think that they should have asked me if they were gonna be my counselor, but they also immediately jumped to like, oh, do you want surgery? Oh, I can write you a letter for that. And I was like, I don't want to talk about that. I'm trying to talk about some other options for me. It's a fair assumption. Well, I don't know. I don't think it's very professional, but. So yeah, I was matched with someone else, and I don't know if I'm necessarily super comfy with them either. I was a little less picky talking to somebody about the anxiety than I am talking about dysphoria. Like, I don't know, it's a whole different like ballpark. How about seeing a gender therapist? Yeah, I'm planning on it once I want the therapist that I go to maybe refer me. So many people push towards complete transition. Yeah, I was just very like, oh, I can write you a letter. But I'm like, I didn't want to, it's not what I'm here for. Did you say you were having gender issues? I said I wanted to talk to somebody about gender dysphoria. That's all I said. And then they matched me with that person. So you don't want surgery though, right? I am undecided about that. But even if I like do decide that's what I want to do, I can't do it till I'm done nursing and all that. An unstable sense of self says a lot. How is that, and how do I have an unstable sense of self? You keep saying you have identity crises. I still think a gender crisis is an identity crisis. I was very sure about like, oh, I'm like agender. I'm kind of gender neutral in the middle, and now I'm feeling unsure about that. That's not necessarily like an identity crisis. It's just my dysphoria getting worse. How are you unsure? That's not something I want to delve into right now. So it's complicated, and I'm still like, I'm trying to figure it out myself. So I'm not ready to talk about that yet, really. I've talked about it with a few people, but I'm not ready to do it with everyone. Gender is an aspect of identity, so, okay, well, you're not going to tell somebody who has gender dysphoria that they have BPD because they're confused about their gender identity. Why don't you use they, them pronouns? I do use they, them pronouns. You use he, him, not they, them. I do? The more you know. Who is he? Yeah. You got me. Sure, y'all can use he, him. Go for it. How do you tell someone about who they are? That's a good question. I don't know. Can I use she, her? Nope, please don't. They said they would rather be referred to as he, him rather than she, her. Yes, precisely. That is what I said. Thank you, person who has listened to me. Asking questions is not telling. They literally told me you use he, him, and I don't. But I am more comfortable with he, him than I am with she, her. Wait, but you do. I don't. You go look at my bio, alright? It says fucking they, them. Anyways, I thought you liked Prince, Daddy, he, him. I don't dislike he, him. But Prince and Daddy are not pronouns. They're different things. In society, you will be a she, her. Sorry, that's how it is. No. Sorry. It's not how it is. Honestly, I'm not super uncomfortable about he, him pronouns. If y'all want to use that for me, I'm not going to throw a fit. But as I've stated 8 million times, my preferred pronouns are they, them. So, sorry that you think that you know more about my pronouns than me, even though I've stated it literally 8 million times, but they'll call you ma'am, it's not a huge deal. You know what? I don't make it a huge deal. I'm not going to be like, wow, you called me ma'am, what the fuck? But it doesn't feel good. And you as a cis person, because I'm assuming you are, because you said your agender friends don't get pressed, you don't know. You don't know what it's like to constantly get called something that makes you very uncomfortable. And I'm glad that your agender friends don't get hurt over it, or they at least don't tell you about it, but it doesn't feel good to be misgendered. It doesn't. No one is going to naturally call you he, him. That's where you're wrong. I get called he, him all the time until I open my mouth, and then people are like, oh, because my voice is higher. But you just said you don't like he, him. I literally just said I don't mind he, him. I literally just fucking said that. Ears. Anyway, I'm done having this conversation. Let's close this out. My pronouns are they, them. If you want to use he, him, go for it. I really don't care. Don't use she, her, please, because it makes me feel like shit. There you go. That's the end of that story.